Hey guys, Zach Drasbick here. Come along with me as we do some fun fishing here on Lake Gunnersville. Remember to stay tuned to the end if you want to know how it's done. Please like, subscribe, come along with me. Let's load the boat. Little one, I think. Oh. Yeah, that'll keep. Alright. Alright, I've talked about the old Ultra Vibe a lot. I was going to do some deep fishing today, but there's some real nice looking hard spots and some brim beds right here by the boat ramp I launched at. So I was just swimming that Ultra Vibe through there and got me this a good little start here. Thank you, Lord. Got another one. Oop. Little baby 3 rig. There we go. Oh, little guy. Alright. That's alright though. Worm's still working here, even out deeper. Maybe they'll get bigger. Thank you, Lord. Off a little back river channel ledge here, and found a little group of them here hanging on the end of the point where it starts to roll off into a little bit deeper water. My little free rig here on the BFS. Look to be fish in the area. They're a little bit stubborn, but man, these little TRDs are hard to resist. Got on my BFS set up. Got a little #1 worm hook here, and it gets bit. There we go. Got him that time. Another little one. They're all fun though. Fishing's tough. Baby free rig is hard to beat. Another little fun fish. Thank you, Lord. And again, this is just a little 1/8 ounce free rig setup. Got a TRD, and this is a just a #1 Ryugi Hobbit hook. Very sharp, light wire, where it's easy to get a hook set. Even with this 6-pound test line, you can get hook penetration on a long cast, no problem. Give it a try if you're struggling. It's 3 back-to-back casts. I got a school of these little fish here. This is fun. They're not big, but I ain't in no tournament today. I'll just be. Oh, this is a little better one. Good fight on this little BFS setup for sure. Oh yeah. All right. There we go. Little tiny TRD free rig strikes again. Good little fish, thank you Lord. I started off with that Ultra Vibe, which is one of my favorite lures, but I've graphed a number of these little points here on the backside of the river channel, and I saw a fish on my side imaging, but I wasn't catching fish, so that's what made me pick up this little downsized free rig, this little TRD, and sure enough, as soon as I picked it up, it's been lights out. Now, I started using this little downsized free rig with this TRD back before I got a boat, and I was fishing with my parents a lot. We're fishing 3 to a boat, and when you're fishing behind good people and you're third man in the boat, you got to have something just a little bit different if you want to catch some fish. So that's where I came up with this little tiny free rig, and where I learned to love it. Sitting on the end of this little point, and this cast has been catching me the fish. There's one little isolated stump here on the end of this point, and there's feels like a little bit of shell around it too, and that's where these fish have all been biting, right around this little stump, a little bit of shell. It's in about 8-10 foot of water, not super deep, but oops, there we go, deep enough to hold some of these little fish. Alright. So much fun on this little BFS gear. There we go. That's a keeper there. Missed this guy's buddy earlier. I had one on and came off. Go. Another good wormfish. Choke that one, man. Get some pliers to get that baby out. Oh, that's good. Oh, or not. Felt big for a second. Another nice little wormfish. Thank you, Lord. Got him that time. Little fish. Take them all. Oh, well, bluegill. That's why I didn't get it hooking up the first time. Oop. That's alright. I'll take them little gillies on the BFS. Got something. What do we got? Uh-oh. I like a good old shell cracker. Alright. Was not fishing for these today, but I'll take them. That's a good in there. I'll catch me some shell cracker all day long. That's a fish. Woo! I got a fish. It's this one ain't no shell cracker. The spot I'm in is called drum hole. Probably a drum. Good fish. Woo! I just got 8-pound test on here. Yeah, this one ain't no bass. Ain't no bass. Circled around the whole boat here. Thing don't want to give up. Oh, smoke. Whew. Not too big for the net. Yeah. Woo! Dang. A big fish for 8-pound test. Wow. Dang, look at that big old drum. Alright, so I picked a very poor time to go out here and fish. I fished between 1 and 4 o'clock today. Still was able to get a number of fish, and the plastic bite's really starting to heat up. I didn't get any big ones today, unless you count those drum, but the fishing's only going to get better, and I definitely had the possibility of running into some big fish out there throwing these plastics. One of my favorite worms to throw on Lake Guntersville, whether I'm fishing shallow or deep dragging the Carolina rig, is just this Ultra Vibe speed worm. I started off with a watermelon seed fishing up shallow near the brim beds. The water was a little bit clear, so and the brim kind of have that little bit of a green hue to them. So I was sticking with that to start with, but as I moved out closer to the main river and was fishing the shell bars, the water was a little bit dirtier, and when I switched to this June bug, I immediately started getting some bites. So that was my the lure that got me the most keepers today was this June bug worm. However, it wasn't the biggest fish producer. I got the most fish today on this little free rig. You know, still plastics. I was running into some issues where I was finding some fish when I was graphing along these points and shell bars, but I wasn't able to get bit. So I picked up, this is just a 1/8 ounce tungsten weight, the #1 Ryugi Hobbit hook, and Z-Man TRD. And this thing has got some great action in the water. Now it doesn't have any legs, so it doesn't, you don't necessarily get a whole lot of separation with it, but I like the free rig because and this hook is enough to float it up a little bit, but what you do is you get a little bit better connection to your bait. So as I'm twitching my rod, this TRD is really getting every little bit of action that I'm imparting to it. So I really like the free rig, even if I'm not getting the separation, because that more direct connection with your bait. You can see as I'm just kind of shaking the line here, how that little tail is twitching. You get a lot better action. You get a lot better action out of your baits with this free rig. So that was my my number one for numbers today, though I definitely had some size lacking, but I'll catch every single fish out there on the water. I don't care how big it is. I didn't have any tournament today, so it's fun getting bit, and even caught me a big old bluegill on it, so that was fun. The lure that caught me the biggest fish, although definitely not a bass, was this little blade bait. And I really like these small blade baits and spoons as we get into the early summer. The fish really like the flash, and these things sink like a rock, so you can fish really deep and you can cover water very quickly with these little blade baits and spoons, and they will catch just about anything. You know, I caught a shell cracker, and I caught big old drum. This is a small lure, just a little 1/4 ounce blade bait, but you'd be surprised how big a fish you can catch on little 1/4 ounce blade baits and spoons. The biggest fish I've caught on rod and reel, a big old flathead, came off of just a small spoon. So using a little blade bait like this will allow you to put some numbers in the boat, but it won't rule out a big fish either. And if you're using light line like I was, 8-pound test, every fish is a fun bite. Most of my fish today were sitting on the stumps and shell beds on drop-offs in the 6 to 10 foot zone. That seemed to be the prime area today. Really having that shell, that hard bottom was key, and that's what makes a lot of ledges and deep spots good, is some kind of hard bottom, particularly shell. If you start pulling up clams and snails and stuff while you're fishing, that is a prime area. And if you're not getting fish on that particular day, mark that spot anyway, because there will be fish there eventually. The offshore bite is just starting to kick off. I couldn't do any of the more traditional ledge fishing today. They're pulling a little bit too much current for my normal areas that I'd like to fish in the summertime. I think they're pulling 65, 70,000 today, so that's a little bit higher than what I'd like for fishing the main river ledges. So instead I was on the back side of the main river channel, and in the major creek arms, and I was fishing the points and drop-offs that I found there. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you learned something today. Please be sure to like and subscribe, use these lures, fish these areas, and I guarantee you'll load the boat.